Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the Detroit Lions are riding high. They're sitting at 5-2, leading the NFC North and looking like one of the most complete teams in the league. Jared Goff has been spectacular, and that offense is firing on all cylinders. But as any true fan knows, football is a game of adjustments, and the Lions are always looking to get better, especially on the defensive side. And it looks like, according to some whispers from league sources, that the Lions are about to make a bold move that could shake up the entire NFC North and give Detroit even more momentum heading into the final stretch of the season. What's happening? Well, there's a strong buzz that the Lions are finalizing a blockbuster trade that could change everything. They are reportedly in talks to acquire Josh Allen, the explosive edge rusher from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, you heard that right. Josh Allen, the guy who's been a terror for opposing quarterbacks, is potentially heading to Detroit in a deal that could be announced very soon. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds almost too good to be true, but the sources like Adam Schefter and others have confirmed that discussions are serious, and both teams are exploring this move. The Jaguars, who are currently sitting at 2-6, are in a rebuild mode, especially on defense. They're dealing with cap space of around $5.4 million, which isn't huge but enough to make strategic moves. And with their defense giving up around 28 points per game, it's clear they're trying to prioritize the offensive line and youth development, especially with their recent focus on retooling their secondary and pass rush. Meanwhile, the Lions, who have about $8 million in cap space, see this as a perfect opportunity to bolster their pass rush, especially with the injury to D'Andre Swift and the absence of some key players like Davenport, who's been out with a knee injury. Adding Josh Allen would be a game changer. Imagine him lining up alongside Aiden Hutchinson, forming a duo that could rival some of the best pass-rushing tandems in the league. Allen, at just 27 years old, is a sack machine. Over his career, he's accumulated 53 sacks, and last season, he was a disruptive force with 8 games played, 16 tackles, and nearly a sack per game. His ability to generate pressure, disrupt the backfield, and create turnovers is exceptional. He's the kind of player who can take over games, especially when paired with a guy like Hutchinson, who's been playing at an elite level, earning a PFF grade of 90. 4. That kind of duo would be terrifying for offenses, turning the Lions' defense from good to elite. Now, let's talk about what this move could mean for the Lions in the short and long term. Adding Allen would likely increase their projected sack total by around 12, pushing their total to roughly 44 or 45 sacks on the season. That's a massive boost and would elevate their defensive line's overall PFF grade by around 7-8 points, transforming Detroit's pass rush into one of the most feared units in the league. When you combine Allen's ability with Hutchinson's relentless pressure, the Lions could become a nightmare for quarterbacks. Opposing offenses would have to account for both players, opening up opportunities for other pass rushers and coverage schemes. And it's not just about sacks. Allen's presence would boost the Lions' overall defensive metrics, such as pressures, run stops, and forced turnovers. His ability to generate pressure on third down, especially against the pass, would help turn games around. The Lions' defense, which has already been solid, would evolve into a top-tier unit capable of dominating games. This would also have a ripple effect on the overall team strategy, allowing the Lions to play more aggressively, pin their ears back, and put more pressure on opponents' quarterbacks. Plus, with Allen's experience and high motor, he's a guy who can elevate the entire locker room, inspiring younger players and creating a culture of relentless pursuit. Of course, the Jaguars aren't just giving him away. They're in a difficult spot cap-wise and are trying to develop their youth. Their defense, with a PFF grade of 75-2, is in a transition phase, and they're looking to extend N'Keal Harry and other young players. Trading Allen, who's been a key piece of their defense, signals a shift toward rebuilding and focusing on the future. They're sacrificing some immediate pass-rushing depth for cap flexibility and draft capital, which makes sense given their current record and strategic goals. The Jaguars are also trying to manage their cap to potentially extend their promising quarterback, N'Keal Harry, and build around their young core. Now, what about the impact on the Lions? Well, this move would essentially give them a double-edged sword. Not only would they be adding a premier pass rusher, but they'd also be sending a strong message across the league that Detroit is serious about contending right now. It's a statement move, a clear indication that they're willing to go all in for a Super Bowl run. With Allen on board, the Lions' defense becomes a nightmare for offenses, especially in critical moments. Think about the possibilities. Allen and Hutchinson rushing from the edges, forcing quarterbacks into uncomfortable throws, and creating chaos that leads to turnovers. That's the kind of defense that can carry a team deep into the playoffs. And let's not forget the statistical projections. Based on Allen's recent performance and his historical averages, he's expected to add around 12 sacks this season, with about 28 pressures, and significantly improve the overall pressure rate of the Lions' defensive line. PFF grades would skyrocket, and the Lions' front would become one of the most dominant units in the NFL. When you pair Allen with Hutchinson, who's already established as one of the league's top young pass rushers, you have a duo that can generate double-digit sacks per season, similar to some of the best tandems in recent NFL history. This also opens up exciting possibilities for the Lions' defense to generate more turnovers. Allen, known for his relentless motor and ability to win at the line of scrimmage, would boost the Lions' forced fumble numbers and pass deflections. His presence would elevate the defense's overall efficiency, leading to more points off turnovers and better field position for Jared Goff and the offense. Speaking of Goff, with the improved defense, the Lions could see a reduction in points allowed per game, dropping from around 21 to closer to 17, which would be a huge boost to their record and playoff positioning. The synergy between a potent pass rush and a confident Goff is a recipe for sustained success. Now, looking at the big picture, this move would have implications beyond just the regular season. It could be the difference maker in the playoffs, especially in close games where pressure on the quarterback is everything. Allen's ability to generate sacks in clutch moments, especially during the postseason, makes him a true X-factor. The NFL has seen similar trades in the past that turned teams into contenders. For example, when the Browns acquired Myles Garrett, it transformed their pass rush and elevated their entire defense. Allen's addition could have a similar effect for Detroit. It's a move that signals the Lions' intent to be serious contenders, not just this year, but for years to come. One more thing to consider is how this impacts the NFC North standings. The Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings are both formidable opponents, but with a dominant pass rush led by Allen and Hutchinson, the Lions could establish a significant advantage. Even if the Vikings or Packers try to respond with their own moves, Detroit's defense would be tough to handle. The NFC North has historically been a division where teams are aggressive at the trade deadline, and this could be the Lions' statement move to assert their dominance. Plus, it raises the stakes for the upcoming games, especially against division rivals, as they now face a Lions team that's even more formidable on defense. Turning to the odds and the bigger picture, sportsbooks are already adjusting their Super Bowl predictions, and with Allen in the fold, Detroit's chances of making a deep playoff run increase substantially. The Super Bowl LXI odds, which were around plus 2,000, could shorten to plus 1,000 or better, reflecting the Lions' new status as serious contenders. The addition of a player like Allen, who has been a proven game winner, can be the difference in tight playoff games. Historically, teams that make significant trades at the deadline, trades for elite pass rushers or playmakers, have gone on to make deep playoff runs and sometimes even win championships. The Lions seem to be aiming for that kind of trajectory. And let's be honest, the NFL is a league where front sevens win championships. The teams that can consistently pressure the quarterback, stop the run, and create chaos in the backfield tend to be the ones hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. The Lions are now positioning themselves perfectly with this potential move, turning their defense into a fortress. It's a bold statement, but in the NFL, boldness often leads to glory. With Allen's addition, Detroit could elevate their entire team, both offensively and defensively, and set themselves up as frontrunners in the NFC. They're not just playing for a playoff spot. They're playing for a chance to dominate the division, the conference, and ultimately, the league. So for all you Lions fans out there, this is an exciting time. The potential of adding Josh Allen could be the move that cements Detroit's place among the NFL's elite. It's a testament to the organization's ambition and belief that they can go all the way. The next few days will be crucial as we wait for official confirmation, but one thing is clear. The Detroit Lions are serious about winning, and this move could be the key to unlocking their true potential. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and as always, we'll be here to bring you the latest updates, analysis, and insider info. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Are you excited about the idea of Josh Allen coming to Detroit? Do you think it could push the Lions all the way to a Super Bowl victory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us and to the Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and more Lions news, so stay tuned and keep that passion alive. This team is on the rise, and with moves like this, the sky's the limit. Thanks for being with us, and as always, go Lions.